Right. We're going to talk about 5 reasons you can't forgive yourself this morning. These are some opportunities that many of us are living in, this place of unforgiveness. We talked about this last week, the grudges that many of us are operating under. You should have had that last week. You also can go, we do have a Power Mondays Discord. Let me send this to Quincy. Quincy, could you put this in the chat, please? I'm going to send it to you on WhatsApp so you can be part of the Discord community and y'all can stop asking any other ecosystems. When is the broadcast or the class in the morning? Now you know. All right, Quincy, here you go. So over here, I don't care what's going on TikTok. If they troll, they troll. I don't care. I don't see it. Hi, TikTok. How you doing? Uh, Let me get you guys the lesson for today. I'm going to drop that. And this is your homework. This is your work that you take with you. You don't just come to these classes because it's a cute thing to do on Monday morning, or you're a you're a Dr. Rob church member, because there is no church of Dr. Rob. And you want to do this because you like my personality. Do this because you want to help yourself get to your next. That's the most important. So we're gonna be here all day. Okay. Where is the chat? I am dropping this in the chat. Good morning, Robin. How you doing? 5 reasons you can't forgive yourself has now been dropped into the chat. So I want you to take a take a slow breath in and let it out. I want you to have a little gratitude, the mere fact that you made it here to Monday. Someone did not make it here, but you made it here today. And that's what counts. You're here for a reason. So destiny is still telling you, wake up. You've got a purpose. This is a space not about shame, it's about understanding. Because if you can understand why you can't forgive yourself, you can finally start to loosen the grip that guilt has had on your heart. So let's pause here for a second. If you can rub your hands together, this wakens your body. This puts your immune system online. And if you can mute yourself, please, because we want the integrity of this recording to be clear. This will be posted after. Take a deep breath. I open my mind today to receive forgiveness and to break the grudge that I have against myself. Morning, Vanna. Hey, Coach Regina. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Hey, Cece. Hey, Ashe. How you doing, Yesenia? All right. Hey, Jen. Rahim, watching all the way from Egypt. How are you? I see you. I see you. Okay. All right. Let me tell you something. Hello on TikTok. How y'all doing? Y'all should have been in this class. Y'all would have got the free stuff. Now you're watching from TikTok. See? Should have paid attention. The problem is we keep replaying the past, trying to find the one thing we could have done differently. How many of y'all have gone through that in the class? Just lift your hands a little bit if you feel that's been you. You keep replaying it over and over and over, right? I want to tell you something. That's your brain's way of trying to create control over chaos. This is what your brain is saying. If I caused it, maybe I could have stopped it. That is not true responsibility. That's self-punishment. Oh, I forgot. Let me get on YouTube. I forgot the YouTube audience. My bad. Oh, I'm sorry, Instagram. My bad. And my YouTube audience. How y'all doing? Praise the Lord. All right. Hello. So, responsibility means acknowledging what happened. Blame means carrying a sentence that was never yours to serve. Let me say that again. Blame means carrying a sentence that was never yours to serve. Forgiveness can't exist while you're acting as both the judge and the accused in your own story. Reason number one is you confuse responsibility with blame. Class, are you getting me? You confuse responsibility with blame. You are the judge and the accused. You are sitting in the seat of judgment on your life and sitting in the defendant's seat. You got to pick a struggle. That's reason number one. Reason number two, you think suffering equals atonement. See, if y'all was over here, if y'all would have joined over here, y'all would have been in this class exclusively. But you don't get the treats. That's why you need to pay attention to instructions, TikTok. Robin, why are you in both classes? Stop being greedy. You getting exclusive shit over here they ain't getting. Ah. Somewhere along the line, you learned that suffering was the only way to make things right. You learned that to be good, you have to hurt. That's not morality, that's trauma. I'm cutting you guys off. You should have been in my class. And I'm going to get the rest. You should have signed up when I told you guys to sign up yesterday. So if you're not part of my ecosystem and get this, you can't watch the watch of this. I hope you all have a great day. You should have signed up when I told you to go to my website, realheadstrong.com, and sign up for Power Mondays. You don't get that. Have a good day. Blue, now that that's over, you don't follow instructions, you don't get the full gamble. Ah, give them a little preview. You should have paid attention. Told everybody to sign up yesterday. Told everybody to sign up for days. Nobody wanted to sign up. Now you want to sit in there, all 100 or something, y'all. Y'all could have been over here, but you didn't come over here. Praise the Lord. See, when your nervous system goes through survival mode, it learns appeasement. It learns that if you punish yourself, maybe no one else can. Maybe no one else will. So you become the punisher. But suffering doesn't heal. Suffering is just surviving on repeat. Forgiveness says, I've already paid enough. I've carried enough. Now I choose peace instead of penitence. Now I choose peace. Mhm. The reason number three why you don't forgive yourself is because you're still using old evidence. You keep going back to old places and picking up evidence. You keep doing investigations, going back into the past, re-examining, cross-examining, going over and over to that old thing that bothered
Wait, yes.
over and
Yeah.
over and over. Mute over and over and over again. You're judging yourself with the mindset that you had before you healed. Mm. You expect your younger self to have the clarity and boundaries you have now. That's like punishing a child for not knowing calculus. Of course, you didn't know better. You hadn't lived in that pain that would teach you yet. You didn't have the tools. You didn't have the awareness. But yet you keep going back and beating that child. That's child abuse. I'm calling ACS on you. My generation called it BCW, the Bureau of Child Welfare. You keep going back and beating the old you up and then expecting a different result. That's called insanity. Doing the same thing over and over, think you're gonna get a different result. You insane. In the membrane. Hmm. You didn't have the tools and you didn't have the awareness that you have now. Forgiveness begins the moment you say, I know more because of what I went through. I know more because of what I went through. Here's the key to that. I know more. That's an intimate part. Knowing is intimate knowledge because you went through. You didn't stay there, you went through it. So now you know more. You went through it. And when you learn that, it's not self pity, it's self acknowledgement, and that's growth. This is where you grow up at. Reason number four, you've internalized someone else's voice. This is why you can't forgive yourself. I'm telling you the four reasons. Often the shame you carry isn't yours, it's someone else's script in your head. Your mother that told you it was your fault, an abuser who called you broken, a partner who said you were too much, too sensitive, too emotional. At some point, their voice became your own inner critic. For my class, we just talked about the inner critic on Friday. Now you realize whose voice you've been listening to. My self mastery students, you heard this on Friday. Now it's a full circle. You listening to somebody else's voice to tell you who you are. If it's never your voice, then it ain't the truth. I'm going to tell you that again. If it's never your voice, it's not. By the way, I like the new office. I like the new office. The renovation is over. They got to
Hey,
finish that part. Okay, this is the new office.
Dr. Robert,
Uh-uh.
there's somebody trying to log in that they can't log in.
That sounds
Just to
per-
give you a heads up.
that sounds personal. Can't help you.
Okay, I'm just letting you know. Okay, okay,
I don't do customer service.
okay. I was just letting you know. I didn't know if you noticed. I'm sorry. I'll stop interrupting.
So it was never your voice. Yesenia, it was never your voice. So before you do 333-444-777, it was never your voice. Forgiveness starts when you ask, who taught me to feel this way about myself? And do I still want to believe them? Do you still want to believe them? Another thing is reason number five is you don't feel you deserve peace yet. This one, this one a little different. This one cuts deep. You gotta pick this one. Because some part of you still believes peace has to be earned. That you have to punish yourself enough before you deserve rest. Peace isn't a prize for perfection. It's a human right. It's a human right. Peace is a human right. You don't have to earn the right to exhale. You don't have to keep waiting until you feel worthy enough to forgive yourself. You just have to decide that freedom serves your healing more than the punishment ever could. Self forgiveness isn't letting yourself off the hook, it's cutting the chain that's been wrapped around your heart, keeping you tied to a moment that already passed. A lot of y'all are in inner child healing. A lot of y'all went through trauma school, but a lot of you have never cut the chain, and that's why you keep going back. And a lot of times when we don't think we deserve peace, we'll torture ourselves over and over again. We'll torture yourself over and over. You're a torturer. You are the judge and the accused. You can't change what happened. That's a fact. But you can change what it means. So today, right here, say to yourself quietly, I release. I give grace. I forgive the younger version of me. Anything for before today is the younger version of you. You got old today. You got old a few minutes ago. Some of you just, I forgive the younger version of me. When you put it in perspective, you start understanding that as you are aging, every moment of your life, that was a younger version of you. Don't that put it in perspective? I didn't know any better. I forgive myself for surviving in the only ways I knew how. I am worthy of peace and I'm ready to live like it. Here's a little secret. I'm going to let you know something. Forgiveness is not a weak trait, it's the highest form of self respect. It's the highest form of self respect because you can't carry shame and freedom in the same hands. At some point, you're going to have to choose a struggle. And I hope you choose you. Very simple. And that's Power Monday. Very simple. It don't take all day to tell the truth. And we ain't got no trolls. We ain't got no dumb shit. I think I could do if I do it this way. I ain't got to maybe not go back to TikTok. Shit. I like me some peace, but I like forgiveness. Let me say this to you. A lot of us go to substance and vices because we don't forgive ourselves. And so we take on something to make us high, to make us forget our past. Hmm. When I do addiction treatment, one of the first things I notice, I ask clients, what are you holding against yourself? And it'd be the most minute, stupidest shit. I don't forgive myself for killing my pet dog at the age of 12. Are you a 12-year-old anymore? No, I'm 49. Fuck wrong with you? What you crying over that for? You killed the dog at 12. Life happens. Are you Jeffrey Dahmer? Did you eat the dog? No. All right now. It's not that deep. Did you kill any other animals? No. Little shit. Little shit that we give credence to, little shit that we put beliefs in becomes our God in its own way. And can I tell you something? A lot of times we are worshiping our pain and then asking God to heal us. That's a contradiction itself. You can't say God heal me and then worship your pain. That's idolatry. So when you think about it, the first reason why you can't forgive yourself is because you confuse responsibility with blame. The second reason is you think suffering equals atonement. The third reason is because you're still using old evidence. The fourth reason is you've internalized someone else's voice. And the fifth reason is you don't feel you deserve peace yet. So I'm gonna punish myself. I'm gonna stay in this relationship. I'm gonna stay here because I I'm just gonna stay here, and that's what it is. I'm gonna stay here. So this concludes my message. That's all I had to say. It don't take all day. 24 minutes. Praise the Lord. Any questions?
Will we have access to the recording?
No.
Okay.
YouTube has access to the recording. This goes back to YouTube. So yes, to answer your question. This will be loaded on YouTube. All Power Mondays are loaded on YouTube. Do you know my YouTube channel?
I don't.
See, see, how you be around me and don't know these things?
Because we're not technical, oh, what's that term?
Technically savvy.
Exactly.
Maybe you should take some YouTube lessons.
That's true. That's true. It's true. That's true. Hey, dude, I'm learning so much from YouTube. So I'm repairing my dad's basement because there's a crack. So I'm chiseling it so I can fix it with epoxy.
Yeah. You,
YouTube has taught
you
me
learned how to do
a
that,
lot
right?
of
So you can learn some technology. We can't use technology as an excuse.
no,
Excuses
no,